Hello Sumate, welcome back to my channel. Let me quickly show us how to make a looping rope. So the first thing you need to do is to cut your fabric into straps. Now the straps I have on the machine, they are 1.5 inch width. You can cut as many as you will be needing for it, okay? So go ahead and sew it, fold it and sew it, or you can sew it on the wrong side and turn it with your loop turner. So you can see that I've gone ahead to sew all the straps. So here is the main thing. What you do, from the upper part of the center back, mark ½ inch. From the lower part, mark 1 inch. That is if you're making a corset, okay? So the space you're leaving now is what you use to turn the main fabric and the lining together. Pick the strap that you sewn now and cut it. So first of all, I measured 1.5 to see if it would be big enough for me to pass the looping rope through, but it was too small. So I went ahead to measure 2 inches to see if 2 inches is enough, and 2 inches is fine. So I'm going to cut all the straps I've sewn now. I'm going to cut everything to 2 inches. The first one I cut now is what I will use to cut the rest. So for all the strap we'll be using to make the looping rope is 2 inches, okay? 2 inches long, okay? So you go ahead, cut everything down. Then after cutting it this way, the next thing you're going to do now, you can see that I've cut everything. I will just keep it aside. Then I will be picking it one to attach to the center back, okay? So you can see how I'm folding it. You fold it, you're just folding it into two. Then you make sure that the edge that you're sewing on is not lapping on each other. Can you see what it looks like on the machine? You can see what I'm showing us. That's how to do it. So it's starting from the 1 inch we mark from the lower part. Now it will start from, I will start sewing from that 1 inch, and I will stop sewing at the ½ inch we marked on the upper part, okay? So you can see how I'm sewing it. Now another thing is that you can decide to run as many stitches as you want, especially if you're making a corset and you snatch your waist, okay? So after sewing everything straight like this, you can go ahead and run another stitch, okay? So you can see how I'm sewing all the straps one after the other. You fold it this way. You can see I'm folding it. You make sure that the part you're sewing is not lapping on each other. Can you see how I'm doing it? So you bring it close to each other. It depends on how you want it. If you want it very spacious, make sure you mark it, okay? But if you want it one after the other very closely, you don't need to mark. You are just going to be putting it one after the other like I'm doing. But if you want space in between, mark it so it will be equal. You can decide to use ½ inch spacing between, 1 inch spacing between. It depends on what you're working on, okay? But I prefer it fully lace. It is better that way, okay? So you can see what I'm doing. This is what I will continue to do until I'm done with all, until I'm done sewing looping rope to the center back. Now don't forget that this is just one part of the center back, okay? So the same thing we're doing for this one now, we're going to repeat it for the other side of the center back, okay? But I'm just showing us with this one. So you can see how I'm doing it. You are basically just picking the straps that you've got, you fold it into two and place it on it and sew on it. That's just it. Nothing more, is nothing serious to do, and that's why the video is so short. So after applying all the looping rope you need, you know that at this point, this is the back pattern I'm sewing on, right? I've not turned with lining. You will sew your looping rope on it first before you now go ahead to turn with lining. Do you understand? So that's what I'm doing here. Now after sewing the looping rope accordingly, I will go ahead and turn with lining. So at this point, I've gone ahead to sew the looping rope all through. Go ahead and count it so that you will know how many you need for the other side of the center back. So I will go ahead and do the same thing for the other side, then turn with my lining. And after turning with lining, this is what we have, okay? This is the inside. If you've not seen how I made this tube corset, it is on my YouTube channel. Go and watch it. Very informative and very detailed. You can see the looping rope. You can see how beautiful it turned out to be. you can see how nice it is. So it is very simple and very straightforward. Hope this video was helpful. Bye.